The Lincolnshire Assisted Discharge Stroke Service helps to make a more seamless transfer of care from hospital to home. It offers a time-limited rehabilitation service within the patient's own home. The need was to try and reduce the length of stay within the stroke units within Lincolnshire to allow more people to have access to a stroke bed following an episode of stroke. And so we have set up a multidisciplinary rehabilitation therapy team. The team is made up of physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech and language therapists and rehabilitation assistants, and allows the patient to achieve their own personal goals.
Try and keep it nice and steady all the way.
It's made a phenomenal difference to my life. When I came out of hospital, I could hardly use my left side at all, and my speech was much more difficult, and it used to upset me so much. If I listened to what my voice was like before, I know I've still got a way to go with that, but it's tons better. And in terms of the speech therapy, that's worked wonders, and it's given me a lot of my confidence back, because at work I need to be able to talk to people in an authoritative manner, and I think if I hadn't improved my speech, then I wouldn't have been able to do that. I won't be able to do that. But I think now I could hold my own back at work and have the confidence to do that. My confidence in walking's improved as well. At one bit I wouldn't walk any distance on my own with the frame. Now I will walk round the garden without somebody supporting me and watching everything that I do. I feel much more confident to do things or try and do things on my own. I do get very tired, but the team have taught me to listen to my body, and when I am feeling that way, rest. But I can do other exercises, like with my arm and my hands, to improve those fine motor skills that have been what first were lost. And until as early ago as 2 weeks ago, I couldn't lift my fingers up. But the movement, the exercises that they gave me for my hands allows me to move my fingers much more appropriately, and I can do things like baking. I can get the pastry rubbed out and rolled out, where I couldn't have done that before I had the physiotherapy. So it's made a vast difference to me. Switch stands.
Yep.
And then I can...
So keep yourself stood up tall.
That's fine. Just from when I was in hospital, we didn't have physio at the weekend, so you'd have physio come in for an hour a day in the week, and then by the time the weekend had been, you were back to square one again. But with them coming and spending 2 or 3 hours a day with me, it was very intensive, the support, and it showed me how to do things make the activities of daily living my physiotherapy, because you've still got to live, you've still got to go back to, or trying to do the things that you would do normally. And I think the flexibility of the team to not just, well, we're doing the exercises this way as if you're in a gym. I don't go to gyms, I'm sorry, they don't attract me at all, but my gardening does, and my craft and my knitting, and they've helped me to learn how to do things in a different way, but still I'm able to do them. So I might not be, might take me until 2012 to finish the jumper that I'm knitting, but at least I'm knitting it. So they've taught me how to do things again that I'd lost before. After the stroke, I couldn't. It's like you don't know you've got a left side, and it's made me remember to do things so that my brain remembers that that arm's there and that leg's there. So it's every single thing that I do every day over the 6 weeks that they came. We've worked on again and again and again, to the point where now it's become like before, when getting up in the morning was the first thing you do is wash, clean your teeth. You don't think about it, you do it. Well, I'm like that now with the things that they've taught me to do. It is now my activity every day. It's different, it's not the same as it was before the stroke, but this is what I've got now, this is what I've got to work with, and this is, I can do it, and I am doing it. They've given me the ability to move forward and to see those goals that I've set, which is going back to work and driving. They're not somewhere distant and unachievable. They're 3 months from now. I'm going to get one of those goals. Probably in 6 months from now, I'll be driving. So I know I couldn't have done that without the team. It wouldn't, if I'd have had to trail up to Lincoln once a week, it would have been meaningless. I wouldn't have achieved anything.
The idea of this is that where you've got patients who have got aphasia and difficulties with communication following stroke, who would...
The requirement in the commissioning specification was that we actually involved patients and their carers in their provision of this service, so that we had their responses in order to change the service and improve the service that we were giving.
So I think what
the patient satisfaction questionnaire is something that we devised right at the start, really, because we wanted to find out what patients thought about the new service, and we wanted to be able to compare that with services that existed in the community before. So it's been very useful to us. We've had a very high return rate. I think it's something like 59% of patients have actually returned these questionnaires to us.
This rating scale to them.
It gives them a voice, it gives them an opinion, it gives them feedback where normally probably the family would have given the feedback for them. They're able to express their opinions, and it's valid for our service.
Was it 2 weeks?